What is going on, guys? I'm actually on my way out here back to Indiana, where we migrated from. Got to take care of some business over there with checking on a couple things, closing down PO box we've got over there. So we got a new one here, which, by the way, information is on the website for that. We are going to be shooting some videos here today, like some promotional videos, and doing a couple things, getting some photos done of the current giveaway truck, LMP DG32. This video is being filmed in advance, of course. That's how this is all done already. When you see this, we'll see how much we get done, but we got to run out of state, get a bunch of stuff done, and then drive 3 hours back. So let's get in the truck and let's get going. And there she is. Oh yeah, oh yeah. Yeah, guys, if you want to get entered to win this truck right now, giveaway is live. And not only is the giveaway live, it's live with our highest entry multiplier right now, which is 30 times entries. So if you want to get 30 times bonus entries, literally every $1 gets you 30 entries towards winning this truck, which is like every 3 cents gets you an entry to win this thing, which is pretty freaking wild. So if you want to get in on that, lnpgear.com. Link is always in the description below. So I just filled this thing up. Just filled this thing up for the first time. Freaking 800 miles on a tank. That's freaking nuts. Oh yeah. And it claims to be averaging 23 so far since I got it. We'll see how that goes. Well, I got the AC blasting in this thing right now. Thank goodness it is incredibly good AC. It works pretty much on demand. We're on our way to go film some marketing content here with the truck. Not sure how much I'm going to get here, but we are going to probably insert some of those clips into this video. And let me know what you guys think about them down in the comment section below. Hopefully they turn out really good.
Staying on pace, running the race. Life is a chase, I don't want a place. I want to be first. Work till it hurts, dehydrated thirst till I'm in a hearse. High ambitions in the right mind can take you so far. It's like you lived a few lifetimes. Take off from a break off from the weak minds. They can stay soft. You can change lives, you create thoughts. Never waste time, you got one shot.
Oh man, it's been a few days, about 4 days, 5 days actually, since we were down in Indiana. We did some filming with Logan down there to get some good photos and videos of this truck here. He did a really good job. Very impressed with his work. You can try to do it yourself for so long, but at a certain point you realize there are people better for certain jobs than you can do yourself. And that's when you just hire it out. You get the help that's very well trained and very good and talented at that type of stuff, and have them help you out so that they can actually do a really good job. Anyways, if you want to get entered to win this truck, 30 times entries are live until Monday, August 1st. And then that is your last full day to get those 30 times entries. I do have a different topic for a little segment in this video. I don't know if it'll be the full segment, but it'll be a portion of it. We're gonna be trying to do a little bit of food plot / tractor work. I do want to piece some of this in there because I know there's some of you guys that do value this type of content. Let me know down in the comment section below. Are you one of those people that values a little segment of this every now and then? Do you get something out of it? If not, no big deal, just let me know. But here's essentially a food plot that used to be a pretty good looking plot before it grew up with just tons of weeds. So it was supposed to be a purple top turnip plot mix type thing. And really what it ended up being was mostly junk seed. The turnips kind of took off some of the radishes, but a lot of it was just junk. And so you've got all the super tall grass and weeds in it. And my other plot has a bunch of grass in it too, but it's not near this bad. It was a higher quality seed blend. It was much more expensive. And I guess you get what you pay for because it grew way better, and it's just 100 yards away from this one. I mean, the soil's not really any different. It's just totally different seed blend and higher quality. But essentially, this entire area behind me, I had it mowed. My dad came up, we tilled it, we planted it, we drug it with some old tires. And the first week, it seemed to look really good. There was a whole bunch of sprouts over the top of the turnips and radishes coming through. But we just didn't get much rain. We got a little bit on the first day after I planted it, and then after that it was just dry. It was really dry for about 2 weeks straight. And then the grass was still growing fine. It wasn't growing great, but it was growing better than the turnips and radishes were. So we just kind of took over, shaded them out just enough to where they didn't do great, but they survived. And so now it's just a weedy mess. So I've got something I'm gonna try. I don't know if it's gonna work amazingly, but it should do fine. I'm gonna try to take the bush hog over there, raise it up to where the actual mower itself is about 8 inches up off the ground, like where the blades are gonna be cutting. And I'm gonna try to actually mow this back off and then broadcast more sugar beets and purple top turnips and radishes into this, along with some clover. Not a lot of clover, but I'm gonna put some clover in here. And then hopefully the clover, sugar beets, turnips and stuff, hopefully that will be a really good plot here for the late season, because this plot is really big. I mean, it goes all the way down to the fence post over there, wraps around, and then we're planning, it's close to the house though, but we're planning on putting a buddy stand, like a 2-man stand, just nestled up in one of those pines. There's a huge patch of those pines there, nestled up in there to where you got a good view of this plot, but then that will give you a straight view for about 200 yards straight back into our property to see some of the deer crossing between feeding and bedding and stuff. And I think it'll be a really good, like, you know, gun season or like late muzzleloader if for some reason we still don't have the tags filled that we're wanting in terms of antlered deer. Hopefully that will give us a nice view and a very, very low disturbance location to be able to sneak in behind all this overgrown brush, which is already about 4.5 feet tall, and then sneak up into the stand without disturbing much. It didn't do terrible. It just didn't do phenomenal. There's just a lot of grass and tall weeds and stuff growing in this, but I will show you what did result with the turnips and radishes. It did still grow, just not amazing because it was just so dry when we planted it. But if you look here, like here's some of the smaller stuff. There are some bigger ones in there, but I can pull this to kind of show you what is growing. Like this is supposed to be a radish. You know what I mean? And the root structure just is not that big. And this is from about almost 2 months ago. Almost 2 months ago we planted that. And that's what we've got to show for the radishes. We do have some purple top turnips in here. Some of them did really well, but a lot of them just didn't. It's another radish, but like this one's a little bit better. I'm not going to yank that one out, but that one's about the diameter of one of my fingers or my thumb. But most of the plants are real short, so I'm thinking if I cut this at like 8 inches, for the most part, it's not really going to destroy it. It's just going to cut back a lot of this stuff. It's going to take some of the tops off of these, which might stunt their growth. But like there's a radish that's growing, and like that one's got a pretty good root structure on that one. Like if you peel it back, I mean that one's doing pretty good. So there is some stuff growing in here pretty well, but for the most part there's just a lot of tall grass and a lot of weeds. So like I said, we're gonna try this method if I can get the tractor to start. Hopefully it wants to cooperate today, and we're gonna see if we can't mow this down. I might go grab some more clover seed because I don't have any on hand right now, and then I know the clover will do fine. You can broadcast that into this and it'll grow just fine, because there's still plenty of dirt visible and it's still kind of rough, so there's little cracks and crevices for the seed to kind of get nestled into. And this week the forecast, we got a bunch of rain the last 2 days, but this ground's firm enough. I think I can mow it. Tractor's not going to sink, but I think I'm going to mow this down, and then the next like several days we're supposed to get rain. So I think I'm going to do this, mow it high, about 7 or 8 inches, and then broadcast in the sugar beets and radishes over top again, and then broadcast in some clover, and then we're going to see how that goes. And I'll kind of update you guys later on, but I'm not going to do like a bunch of updates. I'm going to try to start this thing up, and it's been having some problems with the starter recently, so what I've been doing is actually using the hand crank system on this thing to get it started, which has actually worked relatively well. So I'm going to pull the tarp off this thing, hook it up to battery, see if it'll just pull start like normal. If it doesn't, get the hand crank on, try to get this thing fired up. Pretty sure this thing needs a new alternator on it, because every single time my grandpa has ever bought a new battery for this, even when we put a new one on last year, you get like a couple months of it easily starting. Then after that, it's just like the battery's totally dead again. Little update for you guys, if you can hear me over the wind, it's pretty bad. But we're gonna hand toss some of this stuff in here. Imperial whitetail beets and greens. You can see a little combination of what's going on in there. We're gonna get to hand tossing this stuff in, but you can see a lot of these greens that were a lot shorter, which is like 80 to 90% of the plot. The stuff is smaller. The stuff that was growing, it's still totally intact and growing, but we did get all those tall weeds and grass beat down, so we're going to just hand toss this stuff. This is a half-acre bag, and I think this is right at about a half-acre worth of ground here, but since there's already some stuff growing in here, I'm just going to kind of hand toss it and use maybe 75% of the bag or half, and then we're going to spread the other half somewhere else. And I got another bag of this stuff that I'm going to save just in case I come back in a month or so and realize this stuff's not doing very well. We might just completely restart from scratch, but we're going to get to throwing this down and move on. 31 diesel truck giveaways later, and this one just might be my favorite yet. One very lucky person is going to take home this 2017 6.7 Power Stroke plus this exact $5,000 in cash. So click that link below just like they did and secure those entries, because it only takes one entry to win it all. Good luck.